from 7 to 8. Loud and clear, we have time.
All right. Verse 7. And he said to him, I am the Lord who brought you forth from Ur of the Chaldees to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, O Lord, how will I know that I will inherit it? And he said to him, take for me 3 heifers and 3 goats and 3 rams and a turtle dove and a young bird. And he took for him all these, and he divided them in the middle, and he placed each part opposite its mate, but he did not divide the birds. And the birds of prey descended upon the carcasses, and Abraham drove them away. Now the sun was ready to set, and a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, a fright, a great darkness was falling upon him. And he said to Abram, you shall surely know that your seed will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, and they will enslave them and oppress them for 400 years. And also the nation that they will serve will I judge, and afterwards they will go forth with great possessions. But you will come to your forefathers in peace. You will be buried in a good old age. And the 4th generation will return here, for the iniquity of the Amorites will not be complete until then. Now it will come to pass that the sun had set, and it was dark, and behold, a smoking furnace and a firebrand which passed between these parts. On that day the Lord formed a covenant with Abraham, saying, to your seed I have given this land, from the river of Egypt until the great river, the Euphrates rivers, the Kenites, the Kenizzites, and the Cadmonites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaim, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Girgashites, and the Jebusites.
So we have here a few points that we need to start to realize. And I want to start, first of all, the first point I want to start is that when we are reading it in a careful way, we are looking exactly what is happening here, we see that it's a one-way ticket. God did some sort of covenant with Abraham, but we never see that Abraham did a covenant with God. Look good exactly what is happening here. If we will read again, verse number 18, that day, God,
on that day, yeah.
Yes, you can read it, please.
On that day, the Lord formed a covenant with Abram, saying.
Who is forming the covenant? God is forming the covenant. It's not two ways covenant. By the way, all over the Genesis, we have 7 covenants between God and the fathers of the Israelite people, of the Hebrew people. And in all of them, it's only one-way covenant. Now, this is the first point we must mention at the beginning. It's really, I would say, it's not a mistake that in the 13th century, the fathers of the Christian world, the Pope and all of these people, decided that nobody is supposed to read the Old Testament. Because when you read this, you understand that this is a one-way ticket. God did a covenant with the fathers, with the Hebrew nation, like you can't say that God is changing, so this covenant is not going to be changed. This is point number one that we must realize, we must understand. This is not a two-way covenant. So if Abraham will change, or will decide not to do this covenant, or will decide not to behave, or his destinies, or his kids will decide not to behave in the right way, so the covenant will break down. No, it's a one-way covenant. One-way covenant, the meaning of it is God decided to do a covenant with this nation, with those
and he's
people.
Faithful.
And that's it. Just like God is alive all of his, all of this world, and he is here forever. And the same thing, this covenant is forever. That's it. Now, when you read this in the right way, the right words, this is what's written down, you're starting to understand that this covenant is not going to be changed. Now, I'm going to explain a lot of things here tonight that are not in the right mindset of the Christian world, okay? I'm going to explain another very important thing here, And I know that it's different than the mindset of the Christian world, but this is how we learn this Bible. And again, when we are looking today, I will say that the return of the Israelite people to their Hebrew land after 2,000 years did a very big shake, a very big questioning to the Christian world, because suddenly what Jean-Jacques Rousseau said in the 17th century, that we need to learn from the Hebrew how they are learning the Bible, suddenly it is appear that maybe we are learning it in the right way. After all, we came back to our own land.